Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you. My name's Haley. Welcome back to All That Glitters. Today I'm going to be talking just about the different types of supplies that I use while I'm styling wigs. I see this come up in a lot of groups where people are like, what comb do you use? What rollers do you use? And I just thought I would go through, I made a post a while back in a group about what I use, but I thought it would be easier to actually show you the physical brushes and combs and just things that I use when I'm working on wigs for our party business. These could be used for cosplay as well. So first of all, you want to have something to store all your stuff in and keep it kind of all in one place. So I just use like a little box. It's just nice to be able to have everything all together and you're not hunting for everything all the time. So I'm going to talk a little bit about combs and brushes first and tell you where I get them, and then I'll post the links to all of these in the description. So if you're looking for this exact product, I'll post links for where you can get them online if you don't have the stores that I bought them from locally. So first of all, my very, very favorite brush or comb, or I don't know what you want to call it, to use is this Babe Bliss Pro. I have many of these. They're either at my venue or at my house. I love them because they have these kind of like flexible plastic, they're not really rubber, they're kind of like a flexible plastic prong when you're combing. They're great for detangling, and it's easy to get a really nice grip on them because they hook through your hand like this. And so I can hold the hair with one hand and brush with the other, so I'm not ripping the hair out from the base. And it's very easy to get hair that's tangled up in it out. I feel like brushes are hard, really pulling like this big mat of hair out. So I love these. They're only like a couple dollars. I get them at Sally's Beauty Supply, but I also know you can order them on Amazon. So Babe Bliss Pro, and it comes in many different colors. So love this one. You'll see me on my channel when I'm working on wigs. This is like my go-to brush. I use it all the time. So first of all, you need a good comb for teasing. You know, with Disney princesses especially, and really most cosplay type wigs, you've got hair that's not like normal person hair. It's like an unachievable, gravity-defying style. And so you usually end up teasing the hair to the high heavens and using that to help shape like Ariel's bangs or Belle's bangs or Rapunzel's bangs. Adding volume into your wig. So you want a good comb to tease with. Lately, right now, these are my favorite types of combs. They're just, what, like a rat tail? I don't know if that's the correct term. They have the long pointy thing on the end to help you separate, and they're a great teasing comb. The teeth are not too far apart, so you really can get a good grip in the hair. I also do have this teasing brush, or teasing comb, not a brush, that I have used and have liked before too. So you kind of just have to try out your tools and see what works best for you. I go through phases where I might use one comb for a long time and then just switch. And so, but I do like having these three. These are like literally, I think like $1.25 or something. I get them at Sally's Beauty Supply. You can order a comb like this anywhere online. Same with these guys. I think this one's like $3. I got it at Sally's. Any beauty supply store is going to have those. So, and then but you want a comb that has a pick at the end that isn't missing its prongs. Usually I would have one that has 5. And that helps like shape bangs and things. You wouldn't think that it would be like a super necessary tool, but I use this all the time, and I'm upset that I have a broken one at my house right now. So I obviously need one that's not broken. So those are the combs that I use. So that's pretty much all I'm really using. If I have a wig that's super tangled, I'll get like most of the tangles out with this guy, and then I'll go back with the fine tooth comb and kind of like get out all those little finer knots before I start curling. So these are staples. I can do any wig with these 2 items. So next I want to talk to you a little bit about pins. So I get all my pins from Sally's. You can order them online. I just have been using the Salon Care brand. I love that you can get a gigantic box of pins. I like to keep a couple different colors on hand. I try to keep blonde, brown, and black on hand. If you're doing an Elsa wig or something that's light, you may want to separately purchase some white bobby pins. But just a standard box of pins. I think this is like $12.95 or something. Don't quote me on the price, but I'll put a link to these. So you definitely need lots and lots of pins. You don't want just one little measly packet of pins, because 9 times out of 10 you end up using way more to secure a style than you thought you would. So, and also having multiple colors so you can kind of figure out what matches your wig the best. So, and then U-pins. These are actually, I use them for two things. So I use them for styling. I'll take like a pin like this and use it in a wig to say like if there's a swoop and I want to like hold the shape, I might put the pin, you know, right here to help hold the shape up. I know it's like, I'm trying to show you my real hair. So they're a great tool for shaping, but also these are the pins that I use to pin a wig to my head. So they come with two sizes. They come with a large pin. Sorry, that's a small pin. A large pin and a small pin. I don't know if you guys can see those. I keep looking the wrong direction. The camera's over here. So U-pins. So the types of pins that you really need to have on hand when styling: U-pins, bobby pins, in a couple different colors. So my biggest pet peeve is when I see people sticking the wrong color pin in a wig, and it's like really noticeable. Next, I'll talk to you a little bit about some items I use to secure my styles. So I love these duckbill clips. I have plastic ones that are bigger. These are like, what, about 3 inches long. And then I also have this box that I bought at Sally's of these smaller metal duckbill clips. And they're like this. So the kind of difference is these plastic ones are better for bigger pieces of hair. There's some kind of grip in there. These guys are completely smooth. And what I use these for is a couple things. I'll use them to hold pieces of hair out of the way that I'm not ready to style just yet. But also I'll use them strategically, like if there's a piece of the hair that I want to like crimp in, like to create like a wave. Like for instance, like there's a part on Ariel Swoop or on Belle's bangs, they kind of come up and then they kind of flatten in. You can use these duckbill clips to kind of like create a style. Like you can kind of pull hair with them and then leave them there, spray it, steam it, let it sit. So I love these. These are definitely a piece that you want to have on hand. I would recommend having a few plastic ones, a few metal ones, different sizes, just so that you have what you need and can experiment with what works best for you. So these come in a 12-pack at Sally's in the box for the metal ones, and then I want to say these had come in a 4-pack or 5-pack. I might have lost a couple, but looks like I have 4 of them. So yeah, duckbill clips, definitely a necessity. If you're going to be styling multiple wigs at once and you're going to have styles that are setting at the same time, definitely have more than just 4 of them on hand. So there's that. Next, I'm going to show you, these are really crummy, but you do want to have a pair of like shears that aren't just kitchen scissors or office scissors in case you need to trim pieces on the hair. I have really nice ones that are at the venue, but these ones are just a cheap pair that I picked up to have at my house because I do occasionally need to trim a wig when I'm here. So they're just shears. These ones are actually like falling apart. So get yourself a good pair though if you can. Like, it doesn't have to be like a salon quality pair, but get a decent set of shears so that you feel like you have the right tools to be trimming hair if you need to. And I don't have a set here, but I would also recommend a set of thinning shears and learning how to use those on YouTube, because that can help you avoid getting like chunky pieces that you've cut off at the bottom of a wig. But sometimes, especially with like a restyle, they get like kind of gnarly on the ends and you might want to trim some off, or you may have like bangs or something that need to be, you know, shorter after or before you style them. So you want a pair of decent scissors on hand. Got these at Sally's. They're cheap. You can order them online on Amazon, I'm sure. So I'll link a couple different sets on there. Oh, I forgot a comb, a brush. Another comb or brush that I like to use are these guys. This is just like a baby brush. This is the Conair Pro brand. And I use these to finish a style. So I'll use them, I'll spray a little bit of hairspray on it, and then I'll just run it over the top. And I use it to put away flyaways. So you can also, when you're redoing curls, like if you're brushed a wig out and you want to recurl it around your finger, this is a great brush for that too, as you're going through and just brush it around the finger, and it can help you restyle curls. So love this guy. The next thing I want to show you is another implement that I use for styling. And this is one that I get questions a lot when people have watched videos of me styling. They're always like, what are those pins? These I use for shaping hair. I wish I should have kept a wig on a head to show you guys, but What I do with these is I'll use them to hold up pieces of the hair. So like in a style like Ariel, her bangs have this definite swoop. So I'll use a couple of these strategically placed on the head and shape the hair over it, and I use it to hold it up, and then I'll like steam it, let the hair cool so the style sets, lots of hairspray, and then of course I'm able to remove these. But these are crucial for pretty much any wig that I'm working with for princessing. You know, they hold up the little swoops on Snow White, Belle, Ariel, Rapunzel, Elena. I really can't think of anybody that I don't use these on. So these come in a pack with a whole bunch of them. There's even more. I think it came with like 50 or something like that, but they are a quilting needle. So you can see they're about, I'd say like 6 inches long. So I will link these. I get them online. They're fabulous. Definitely have something like this on hand. You also want to have a bunch of wig pins on hand. You can look up wig pins or T-pins. They look like this. These are what we use to secure our wigs to the wig heads. When I'm securing a wig, I'll put one right here on the wig head. Then I pull the tabs. There's always side tabs right here by the temple. Pull those down and put pins in them. And then I pull the hair down in the back to about where I would want it to sit on the neckline of a person and pin it there. Helps stretch the wig out that way, especially if you're styling an updo. You don't pull everything like way too tight. But you can have a difficult time putting a style together if the wig isn't totally secured to the wig head while you're working. So T-pins. And then I also keep on hand, this is just I don't need to really take these out. This is just a bag of different hair ties. You want clear plastic ties, black plastic ties. You can pick them up at Sally's, dollar store, grocery store, literally anywhere. And then I also keep a lot of hair netting on hand for certain styles. I need blonde hair nets, so I order these in like a big batch. So blonde hair nets, this is like for the updo, like Cinderella over her bun, Tinkerbell. And then I also keep black ones on hand, like this. So I keep these black big hair nets on hand, and I'll link these for you guys. After I'm done with a style, I cover the entire style with a hairnet, and I either use this kind or another kind that I'm going to show you real quick. And it just helps hold everything together. And I would really recommend that anytime you're storing your wig that it get netted, especially wigs that have long curls. When you net it, it'll hold those curls up and keep them from falling while it sits on the shelf. Another type of net you can use, I got these at Sally's. I think they're called a triangle net. They're actually used to go over like your hair when you've got perming rods in. They're a bigger mesh, but these can work great too. You just kind of wrap it around, pin it, and hold everything up. So some kind of nets to hold up your finished style. So there's either these kind or the thinner hair nets that I just showed you. I had always heard from other wig stylists doing like cosplay or princess wigs that they loved the Paul Mitchell Freeze and Shine hairspray. I actually get the Paul Mitchell Freeze and Shine spray, but I buy like a fake, it's the generic brand. I get this at Sally's. I've heard that it works pretty much exactly the same. It says that it's compared to Paul Mitchell Freeze and Spray Shine, and it's a lot cheaper. So this I get at Sally's Beauty. I'm certain you can order this online somewhere. I think you want like a freeze and hold, and you probably also want like a workable hairspray too. I don't really have one like that right now, but have a good hairspray that you like on hand. And I don't recommend aerosol hairsprays. They're very like alcohol-y, and they seem hard on the wigs, and they leave like chunky flakes. So you also want to keep a bottle of water on hand. I keep it in an old hairspray bottle, but I use this like to help smooth down flyaways, because you don't want to be spraying a bunch of hairspray into the body of the wig, really, like curls and stuff. So our tendency to spray hairspray there is to help like calm down a flyaway and a curl. So I use a little bit of water to do that, and then spritz over it later with the hairspray. And then I don't have any sitting right here, but you do want to have a dry shampoo on hand. I like Batiste dry shampoo, really anything that just you like the smell of is just fine. And I'll use that, and especially in a brand new wig, to get down into the root and give me some texture to tease the hair against, or stack the hair against. It just helps, because with those plastic fibers, they're shiny and smooth and sometimes really hard to work with a brand new wig. So then last but not least, I do have people who've asked about how I curl my wigs, and I'm going to have several videos coming up that I'm curling wigs in, so I wanted to show you what I use. So I use perming rods. Oh, there's this dry shampoo. I like the smell of this one. I use perming rods to do all my curls and a steamer. So these are the perming rods that I like to use. I bought a few different sizes here. I have a whole bunch more sizes at my office, but these are the 3 sizes that I use the most, and honestly, I don't remember exactly what size they are, so I will link it below. There's like a 3/8 of an inch, a 1/2 inch, a 1/4 inch. I don't know which ones these are, but these are the 3 that I use the most, and you can see their sizes. Here's the bigger one. I use this one pretty much primarily for like Ariel's curls, Belle's curls, but I also can use this one for those, Belle's curls, Ariel's curls. This one gets an even tighter one. I might use this in something like Merida, or if I'm like on Belle, she has those little curls in the front, I will use this smaller size. So these come in like, the bigger ones come with like 8 or 10 in a pack, and you need a lot of them to do one single wig. So like I have this whole bucket of rollers. Oh, they do come in this big size too. I think this is the full inch. This one I really don't use a lot. You could use it to get like a nice like loose curl because it's so big. But yeah, I love these curlers. So you just roll the hair up. Let me see if I can show you on my own hair. You like roll the hair up into the curler, and then you take the end and you just bring it over and you secure it into the end of itself. And it's not gonna work on my hair the way I rolled it, but on a wig, and it just will stay there. So pretty awesome. So you put the entire wig up in these rollers, and then you steam it really good and let the steamer, I do like 45 seconds per section of hair, make sure the whole thing gets really hot, and then leave them there for like an hour or 2 or even longer if you can, before taking them out, and you have perfect, beautiful ringlet curls. So these are amazing. I'll link you to some that you can buy online. I get them at Sally's Beauty. They're a couple dollars a pack, so like pretty much every time I go there, I pick up a couple packs. They do break occasionally, so it's nice to be replacing them. So I know a lot of people use like the tripod stands for their wigs, but I like to use just these table clamps. Again, got this at Sally's. It's Salon Care brand. You can order them online. There's tons of different types. It looks like that on the top. So it's literally just a clamp, and I love it because I can work anywhere with it. So I can work on the side of my desk or my counter, or you know, whatever's comfortable for me. So you just make it loose, and then you tighten it back up until it's tight on the counter, and then your wig head just goes on top. These are like 15 bucks, I think, but I'm sure you can find them cheaper online, but I'll link the one that I have. It's very sturdy. I have like 6 or 7 of these because I like to like clamp them. The other thing is, if you have like a big event or something, you can take all your wigs and like set them up somewhere so they're not like laying on the ground. Fantastic. And then last but not least is a wig head. I have a couple different types. I happen to really like this one, so I will grab the link. This one came off Amazon. I want to say it was like 20 bucks or 25 bucks, and this is an Amazon Prime deal, so it got to me in like 2 days. I have another one, but I don't feel like it is shaped quite the same, and I like the shape of this one. I always use the 24-inch head. If you're styling just for yourself and you know how big your head is, then obviously you can get that size. But since I'm styling for many performers, I get the biggest wig head I can find because it's easier to tighten a wig down. But if I make a style way too tight and then someone with a bigger head tries to put it on, it's a problem. So I get a 24-inch head that I work on. They're great. They have lines here to help you align and make sure everything is perfectly straight. Just has a hole on the bottom that goes over your wig stand. and they're fantastic. So yeah, that is all of the supplies that I pretty much keep on hand to style wigs. If you have all of those things around, I think you'll have everything that you need. You'll see me using these tools as I progress through the different styles on this channel. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. And of course, as always, I'd love it if you hit the subscribe button. It means a lot to me to have you guys following me and keeping up with all of the amazing things that I'm going to be posting on here. And I'm looking forward to hitting you guys with a couple new styles later this week. So hope you're all having a great time and hope you have a magical day.